Attention, this is a matter of national security. After a meteorite crashed into the New Jersey Turnpike, the following digital audio transmission from the You Watch I Listen podcast was intercepted by NASA scientists in the year 2019. The You Watch I Listen podcast is about to start. Sit down, listen close, and try not to die. The You Watch I Listen podcast starts now.
All right, guys, this is week 6 of the NFL. We're going to give you our picks. Again, for all you guys betting, go to BetDSI, promo code YWIL. Place that deposit right away for a 100% bonus match, and you'll get free $25 to wager right away.
That makes some good money this week.
BetDSI.com, promo code YWIL when you sign up. So we're in week 6 of the NFL. Last week, Taylor, you had your first good week at 10-5.
Yo, I had a great week last week.
Josh, you went 9-6. I went 8-7. Josh is still in the lead with a record of 48, 29-1. I am right behind him, 2 games, 46, 31-1. And Taylor, you are still in third at 42, 35-1, but you made up some ground. You were about 9 games back last week.
You know how mad I was that I picked the fucking Browns on Monday night when I was like, my gut told me San Francisco, but I'm like, it's not going to happen.
I was the only one that took the Niners. I was surprised. But to be fair, Taylor, I got to give you props. You're the only person that took the Colts. He was the only one. So
ask me all the questions you want now, motherfucker.
I'm not
Go
going
ahead.
to. So why don't we get right into this? The Thursday night game sounds like a real tough one.
Oh, it's terrible.
The New York Football Giants at the New England Patriots. What do you think the spread on that is, Taylor?
I don't know. Maybe 16.5.
The Patriots are 16.5-point favorites at home. The Giants are going to be without Evan Ingram, Sterling Shepard, and Saquon Barkley. There ain't going to be no Eli Manning magic with this game. Nope. I'm sorry. Daniel Jones, while he looked great in Week 1, he's kind of looked like a rookie now.
Listen,
and it's expected. He's a rookie.
You're playing the best. You're playing the best defense in the NFL with a rookie quarterback with
the best team in the NFL
with no Evan Ingram, no Sterling Shepard, no Saquon Barkley. For what it's worth, those are your best offensive weapons. They are done.
Yeah.
With a rookie quarterback. Sorry, dude. Listen, if they somehow do not cover this spread, that is terrible. But you should definitely take the over.
There are some worries that I have with the Patriots because their offensive line is really beat up, and losing James Devlin was a massive.
Didn't they lose Shaq Mason too?
They lost Shaq Mason. They haven't had their starting center. It's the worst their offensive line. I mean, the Redskins took down Tom Brady 4 times, so there's some questions there. They're going to be without Philip Dorsett again, but obviously Julian Edelman's playing great. But we're all taking the Patriots.
Yes, definitely taking the Patriots, and also take the over.
Well, we're going to take to your bets.
I'm sorry, I just have to. That's like a given.
Next game. This is actually a pretty good one. This is Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at London. Panthers are 2-point favorites. I'll go first.
Sure.
I'm taking the upset. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I take them as an up-and-down team. I think the Panthers, being that they've been going so hot and they won a thriller, against Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars, to me, this is kind of a come-down game. And in the division, in London, against a team that has shown that they can put up points in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jameis Winston is actually playing pretty well right now.
It's not bad.
He's playing pretty clean football.
I'm not happy about it.
And I think this is the kind of game where it's a divisional game, which are always tougher. I'm going to take Tampa in London. Tampa Bay.
So I'm going to take the Panthers. A lot of me is leaning solely on Christian McCaffrey.
He has more offensive yards himself than the entire Jets team does.
He has more.
By like 150.
Well, hold on. He has more yards from scrimmage than Todd Gurley and Saquon Barkley combined. Even though Saquon is still hurt,
yep.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I did say early in the season, I really do believe that Christian McCaffrey is MVP worthy this year, and he's proving that to me.
It depends on what the Panthers do, obviously.
But a lot of it has to do with Christian McCaffrey, and the fact that this
it's a great Panthers defense.
This Allen kid's playing really well.
This Panthers defense is awesome. They're giving up the least amount of yards per reception. Luke Kuechly is playing out of his fucking mind, possibly the best of his career as well.
And you know what's funny? No one's fucking talking about it.
No, of course not.
Not one person. But for that reason, and Christian McCaffrey alone offensively, because I don't think no one can contain him no matter how good you are, I'm going to take the Panthers.
Josh?
He is hurt.
The
Panthers should win, but London is always weird, so I'm taking the Bucs.
All right.
Well, that's the same thing. I took
the Raiders.
The other team.
The Raiders, the Bears.
I took the Bears.
Last week? Yeah, I took the Bears too. There is some worry about Christian McCaffrey. He hurt his back on that flip into the end zone. If you notice,
but then he scored 2 touchdowns.
No, he wasn't on the field the rest of the game. He wasn't on the field for the last 10 minutes of the game.
That was his first touchdown. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm sorry. He wasn't on the field for the last 10 minutes of the game in the fourth quarter.
Well, he didn't have to be, though.
Well, no, he was hurt. He's on the injury report for the first time in his career.
Well, we'll see.
So I'm a little worried about that because back issues for a running back, especially someone that jumps in and out of the way he jumps in and out of his cuts.
Yeah.
There's something to worry about.
That's news to me, but for sure.
The Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens at home, coming off an overtime win over the Steelers. 11.5-point favorites. Do we have to spend much time?
Nope.
I know Lamar Jackson didn't play great last week. He still found a way to win. The Ravens' defense is a concern, though. They're giving up the third most yards per play at 6.7 yards per play, which is pretty crazy. So every second play, you're getting a first down against them right now. But yeah, I think we're all taking the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think the Bengals are officially the tank for Tua Bowl. The Seattle Seahawks at the Cleveland Browns. The Seahawks are 1-point road favorites. Josh.
I am sticking with my guy, New York Yankees second baseman Russell Wilson.
I love how he says that every time.
New York Yankees. Okay. Seahawks played great against the Rams. They were awesome. It's exactly what I expected. Granted, they got lucky that Legatron missed the kick that he hits 9 times out of 10.
Dude, I tell you what.
Right now, the MVP of the league is Russell Wilson.
1,000%.
It's not even close. He's got 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's playing the best. I've said it a couple times.
How?
No quarterback is more important to their offense in this league than Russell Wilson is to the Seattle Seahawks.
How did he feed that ball to Lockett in the back of the end zone?
Oh my God, that was because I've never seen someone better at that throw besides Aaron Rodgers. That broken play on the run,
throwing to your left, like off balance, and to be that spot on.
His feet are always moving, man. It's pretty incredible.
Well, he's had to run for his life the last 3 seasons, but he's really figured out how to throw on the run this year.
So who are you taking in this
Seattle,
one?
1,000%.
I'm going to take the Browns. No. And this isn't for any other reason other than I think, again, coming off a divisional win, a big divisional win over the Rams, traveling on the road against a team that just got embarrassed on Monday Night Football. Generally, you bounce back well from that. We've seen the Browns do that once this season with the Ravens when they bounce back and beat them big. The Seahawks defense is susceptible. I'm still very, very worried about the Browns' head coaching situation. I put very little blame on Baker Mayfield.
A lot of it on Freddie Kitchens.
I put most of it on Freddie Kitchen. He's running Mike McCarthy plays on 3rd and 3. He's got 3 receivers within 5 yards of each other. Makes no sense. You create space. You don't run the ball enough when your offensive line isn't protecting your quarterback. You need to be running the pass. But with that said, I think this is going to end up being a shootout, and I think the Browns are going to get the home field advantage and come out on top.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take Seattle, and I want to give a big fuck you to Greg Zuerlein. You cost me $150 last week, asshole.
You know the solution is
not
gambling.
Bullshit. I hit the over, no problem. You're going to hit a 32-yard fucking chip shot? What's your problem, dog? Come on.
That's true. The next game, the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5-point home favorites. Chiefs coming off their first loss of the season to the Colts, where Pat Mahomes not only got beat up, he was kept on the sideline for the majority of the second half.
Texans fucking game plan.
Josh, did you see the Texans last game?
I did.
What happened?
They won.
How many points did they put up?
53.
On who?
The Atlanta Falcons.
And how many touchdowns did Deshaun Watson throw?
I don't care.
5.
4.
How many did Will Fuller catch?
3.
5 touchdowns.
3.
I
know 5 touchdowns on my bench.
Will Fuller. They had one of the greatest wide receiver quarterback tandem games in NFL history. So Josh,
seeing you stop rubbing it in. We know the Falcons stink.
Seeing as I have to. Seeing as that your team just
stink this year.
Fair. Seeing as your team just lost to this team that's in this game, I want you to pick first. So Texans, Chiefs. Who are you taking? Texans. Really? Okay. Taylor?
And I'm going for the second week in a row against the Kansas City Chiefs because they are finally starting to fucking unravel.
Yeah, no, they're not unraveling.
They're 100% unraveling.
They lost one game and it's unraveling. The Falcons are unraveling.
No, if you watch what's happening, that defense stinks.
They give up 19 points.
That defense stinks against the Colts and Jacoby fucking Brissett. They stink.
The Texans don't run the ball like the Colts do. They don't have the offensive line that the Colts do. How can you possibly compare the two teams? Deshaun Watson.
Kansas City stinks, Dan. They fucking
is
stink.
That like Pat Mahomes being overrated? How can you say
I
they
didn't
stink?
say Pat Mahomes is overrated. I said that
How
once.
can you say they stink? They have the second best record in the league. They're the number 2 seed in the AFC, and you say they stink.
What? 6 weeks in the season? Congratulations.
They lost one game, and they stink after Pat Mahomes is playing out of his mind, and the defense hasn't been that
Show
terrible.
me a championship, and show me how you're going to do that against the fucking Pats, and then they'll do that. They're not going to fucking do it.
Well, who are the fuck are the Texans that just lost? They're fucking 3-2. They stink too. They can't run the ball.
I like the Texans better than the Chiefs.
The Chiefs have the second best pass rush in the NFL.
I don't give a fuck what they have. They're not going to win.
Yes, they will.
No, they fucking
yes,
won't.
They will.
No, they won't. They're not going to tackle.
It's the first time
they're
in
not going to.
26
They are
games.
not going to get Deshaun Watson. They are not going to get him. They're not going to fucking get him. Because Frank Clark fucking sucks for $105 million. Shut the fuck up.
They're not going to get to him. Deshaun Watson hasn't been sacked less than 2 times in a game this year, except against the Falcons.
They're not going to get him. I'm telling you, they're not going to fucking get him.
Falcons.
So when it happens 2 weeks in a row, you can suck my whole ass.
The second best pass rush in the league. The Chiefs have gone 26 games until
I have
this
a lot of
past week.
questions for you because you picked the goddamn Colts. I have a lot of questions for you.
No, I didn't say I have a lot of questions.
That's what you said last week.
I said I gave you props. I had questions for you back then. I wanted to know. But you're comparing the Colts to the Texans' offensive line, the best offensive line in the league to possibly the worst. You're basing this on total bias against the Chiefs, and you know this.
Yes, again.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
the Chiefs fucking suck.
They don't suck.
They suck.
They don't suck.
They suck.
If they suck, then John Elway is the most overrated quarterback in NFL history.
Well, that's just not true.
Then neither is your statement. You're making things up.
I'm not making things up.
It's fine to pick the team, but don't say they stink.
They stink.
How can you say they stink without looking like a total moron?
Wait, ready? Like this. They stink.
No, okay, you're saying things that aren't true.
I'm saying things that are 100%
This is like
true.
when you said the Hobbit movies are good.
They are good.
Josh, comment?
No.
Thank you. Yeah, you lost. There
Wait,
you go.
hold on, wait. No comment or they're not good?
They're not good.
Okay.
See, you lost this argument. Sorry, sir.
Fuck you.
All right.
Ow, hit me in the head. Ow!
Did you get that?
Fucking hurt.
That fucking hurt. Go get a fucking bucket of ice water. Oh, when he fell in the shower?
Yeah. Ow! Fucking hurt.
The next game, the New
Fucking
Orleans.
bar soap.
Sorry, Greg.
Top 5 funniest moment
I
of
was
my
playing
life.
Xbox with you, and I heard that. The next game, the New Orleans Saints at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars
This
are actually
game is interesting,
The Jaguars
man.
are actually 1-point favorites at home. They had a chance to win against the Panthers. They probably shouldn't have. I'm going to take the Saints. I love what they're opening up with Teddy Bridgewater. They're letting him throw the ball a little more. Their defense their pass rush specifically is awesome. So yeah, I'm taking the Saints in this one.
Championship caliber defense against, even though Gardner Minshew really is proving that he can play.
Yeah, he's got moxie. Yeah,
doesn't really matter. But it's just the team is too good, and they're really outside of chalk. They really have no one else to throw to be honest with you.
No,
so I think it's just going to be New Orleans going to just lock them down.
Yeah, and I think Alvin Kamara is going to have a huge game.
He's due, man.
He's awesome.
He's been low key consistent, but he hasn't been that superstar.
And he's been the focal point of the offense.
Right. But it's just been weird like that. But yeah, I got New Orleans.
Yeah, I want to go with the number 1 fantasy receiver on my team, which is DJ Chark, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, why would you sit him?
That's
dude?
a bad season.
Yeah.
Wait, did you lose this past week in fantasy also?
I did.
So you lost to Jill this time.
No. I don't know. Some guy I don't know.
I want you to lose to everyone in that family.
I probably will.
Who are you
but
taking?
I'm gonna take the Saints. Yeah,
Okay.
DJ Chark is the number 1 receiver on my fantasy team. He had 36 points last week. Fucking Julio Jones and Odell Beckham Jr. combined for fucking 9.
I actually just
How's Antonio Brown doing for you? He's
great.
not.
I quoted you in the retweet.
I know,
if your
so
fantasy
did
team
Dan.
missed me, bro.
I tweeted that to him earlier too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I had no idea that was an accident, but it's still funny.
No, it's funnier that you didn't know and
I had
did
no
it anyway,
idea.
and it would have been just as funny if you knew and you did it anyway.
Hey, listen, if it makes you feel any better, I did not hit you with an It's October 3rd meme this year.
I know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Richie was texting me when that was going on. He goes, "I think Josh got a new number because my messages are going through." I was like, "Yeah, he did," and I gave him some random number. Fuck him.
That's awesome.
Next game, the Philadelphia Eagles at the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings getting the win over the Giants. Game that was closer than the final score indicated.
100%.
Vikings 3-point favorites at home. I'm going to take the Eagles. I like what the Eagles are doing right now. They seem to finally be coming in their form. The Jets, while they are offensively inept, they have a very good defense still, and he was able to dance around the pocket very well. I like the Eagles. I still don't. The Vikings are going to be one of those win-loss teams for me all year.
Yeah, the Philadelphia's defense is starting to figure it out.
Yeah.
What's his name? 55, Brandon Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon
Awesome.
Graham had a
Animal.
really great game. He's really good.
Madden Ultimate Team Player of the Week. Defense
Should be, man. He fucking killed last week. But I think the Eagles are just a better team. Minnesota, again, like you said, is going to be a lot of peaks and valleys.
Yeah,
and
I mean, Kirk Cousins is going to have a week where he looks like a bum, and the next week he's going to look like he's solid.
Well, he looked great against a really bad Giants
Sure.
team. Now, if he plays half like that, it makes it interesting. But I still think Philadelphia pulls this out.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm going Eagles too. I just think that they've been playing really well the last couple weeks.
Yeah, they're getting hot as the Eagles or the Cowboys are going cold. Rather.
Yep, very cold.
Next game. This is the Tank Bowl.
Is it?
The Washington Redskins at the Miami Dolphins. The Redskins 3.5-point favorites on the road, coming off firing their head coach Jay Gruden after trying to sabotage him in the media by releasing old pictures. Jay Gruden, who I actually think is a decent coach, probably a better coordinator than a head coach, but he did some decent things in Washington in his 6 years.
Time,
6 seasons. 6
yeah,
seasons.
He was there a while.
Yeah, I'm going to take my Dolphins. I think that coming off their bye week, a couple adjustments, another week for Josh Rosen, who started playing decently to figure it out. I do this with zero confidence, and it's probably the one time this year that I can actually feel maybe not zero confidence, like 0.52 level of confidence all season for them. Maybe when they play the Bengals as well. But they went back to Case Keenum, who was doing okay. The Redskins do have a decent defensive line. They get to the quarterback. As I said, they got to Tom Brady 4 times, and the Dolphins' offensive line isn't very good. But I think there's going to be at least one game this year where the Dolphins, there'll probably be a couple games where for 4 quarters they played decently. Because they've actually the last 2 weeks played really well in the first half before falling apart in the second half against good teams. This is a bad team. I think they're going to win by a field goal.
I have Miami. I really think Miami's going to win this game. I think if they're going to have any opportunity to win any games, it's against a team like this.
Yeah. Zero confidence.
Simple. I have this much more confidence than you do.
Big game from Devontae Parker and a big game from tight end Mike Gesicki.
Is Jakeem Grant not hurt?
He's iffy.
But
Devontae actually played pretty well this year.
If Jakeem Grant is healthy, he's going to have a big day.
All right, Josh?
I'm going to take the Dolphins off of just them being the home team. I
Okay.
mean, both of these teams are garbage.
Yeah, garbage is an understatement. An insult to garbage.
It's being very nice to garbage, yeah.
The next game, the undefeated San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams 3.5-point favorites. Taylor?
100% going to go with the Rams. I really think that San Francisco is going to come back down to earth. They are playing out of their fucking minds.
They're not going to go 16-0, yeah.
No, they're out of their minds right now, and if it's any team they're going to lose to, it's going to be the Rams.
And they also just lost their fullback for 4 to 6 weeks.
And that Stux Juszczyk is a great player.
He's an incredible fullback. He's the highest paid fullback in NFL history. He's the last of a dying breed.
For my money, that the Rams are going to come out pissed the fuck off this coming week. So for that reason, I got the Rams.
Josh?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams too.
Yeah, and I'm also taking the Rams for exactly what you said. I find it really hard to believe the Rams are going to lose 3 straight games.
Dude, they had a great second half adjustment. They really figured it out in the second half.
I still have major concerns about the use of Todd Gurley, as in he's not being used enough. I understand he's got the arthritic knee, but that also tells me that you're not going to have him for very long, so you might as well wear him the fuck down now while you have it, because when he's on there, when he's playing, he looks good. He's making hard runs, but he's wearing down in the second half. He's only going to wear down as the season gets colder. This is the kind of game that you have to win.
Yeah.
You're facing the best team in your division. You got the Seahawks, who are also playing really well. You can't lose this game.
Nope.
You need to wear him into the ground this game. I think they're going to. I think he's going to get at least 30 touches between carries and receiving.
Also, because San Francisco's defense is a very good defense.
It's a very good defense,
so,
and it's a very well-coached team.
Not only will you go in and you beat a 4-0 team or a 5-0 team right now, give them their first loss of the season, you make a statement to the rest of the NFC that we're not fucking around, and it's been tight games throughout. You know, you got to make a statement that Todd Gurley is really the MVP.
Yeah, 4-0 because they had their bye week 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
I was going to say, it's a statement.
You need your game to go through Todd Gurley, because you need to keep the 49ers on the sideline. You know, for all the hype about people like getting excited about preseason, remember how bad of a preseason Jimmy Garoppolo had, and now look at him. So again, shove preseason up your ass. Yeah, I think the Rams. There's no way that a team like them, with the pedigree they've had, this is a very important game, because they're going to be in danger of missing the playoffs for the first time in the last 2 years. This is the kind of game that could make or break their season. So for that reason, I think they're going to hand the 49ers their first loss.
Yep.
The Atlanta Falcons at the Arizona Cardinals. Falcons 2.5-point favorites on the road against the Cardinals. They got their first win of Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray's young NFL careers. Josh, your team, your pick.
Okay, so first of all, I want to give a little bit of fantasy advice. If you have this guy in your team, absolutely go ahead and start him, because number 11 is going to have a huge week this week, and that number 11 is Larry Fitzgerald.
Yo, swerve.
That was good.
Hard. That was good.
The Arizona
Swerve
Cardinals,
so hard.
I have zero confidence in Dan Quinn and this Atlanta Falcons team. How can you have this level of talent and win one game this far into the season? Go fuck yourselves.
I also want to go on record and say
go fuck yourselves.
The most overrated defensive player in the league is Vic Beasley. He's only had one good year.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. I actually think he's a guy that, when he goes to another team after this season, which he will, he's gonna play better under a different coach.
Gotta be honest, haven't thought about that, and yeah, you're 100% right.
He's only had one double-digit sack season. It was their Super Bowl year when he had 15 and a half, and I think 9 of those were in the first 7 games of the season.
Yeah, he went nuts.
4 of them actually were against the Rams in one fucking game.
Exactly. So he's been very inconsistent. He's not great against the run either. But I think he's the kind of guy, if you put him with the right team, he'll figure it out because he's so physically gifted. But with that said, I'm actually going to take the Falcons here. I think that they're still able to score points at a level of consistency that Kyler Murray is not at yet. He hasn't been bad, but he's been extremely inconsistent, which you expect from a rookie. You either expect inconsistency or just to be bad from most rookies. He's been inconsistent. He's had trouble on third down, which is a big part of it, and third down, running quarterbacks generally struggle on passing on third down, and 3rd and 5 or longer usually.
Correct.
So I think the Falcons are going to be able to put up a decent amount of points against the porous Cardinals defense, and I think they're going to keep Dan Quinn's job for at least one more week.
At least one more week. This is a hard one to pick.
It's
because,
a very difficult one because I'm not trying to give the Falcons credit.
Because every time I pick Atlanta, it fuck me. Every time I pick against Atlanta, it fuck me. So I'm gonna pick Arizona because I picked Arizona last week when they were +3, and they pulled through big time
-2.5
on my parlay. So thank you, dude.
Okay.
So for that reason only, Arizona.
Okay. Next game, Dallas Cowboys at the New York Jets. Dallas Cowboys 7.5-point road favorites. Just a little tidbit of information. In Adam Gaze's last 7 games as a head coach, his team
still stinks.
His teams have put up in the last 7 games, a combined 4 offensive touchdowns.
Bro,
this
Adam
is the QB
Gase is
whisperer.
garbage.
Now, he should be fired based off this last week for one reason. They knew Sam Darnold wasn't going to be able to play. He was cleared to practice, but no contact. He gave Luke Falk 0 reps with the first team offense in practice. And then he comes out for the game and you wonder why he's struggling. No shit, stupid. With that said, the Cowboys, having lost 2 in a row now, coming back down to earth, they finally get to play another soft part of their schedule like they started out with. They started out with the Redskins, Giants, Dolphins. Now they get a team that's just as bad as those teams, if not worse. They are getting Sam Darnold back, which should give the offense a little bit of a boost. It helps, but the Cowboys defense is due to play better. They were absolutely destroyed by the Packers, and I don't expect that to happen to them very often this season. So with this one, I'm going to take the Cowboys on the road.
I have the Cowboys too. I think last week was not a fluke. I think it was a testament to how good Green Bay really is and how dumb I looked saying they stunk.
Hey, to be fair, I said I thought they were better than you said, but I didn't have them as this good yet.
No,
I thought
I
thought their defense was underrated, but you got to give Matt LaFleur major credit to the Packers for improving their offensive line.
And if you look at it still, the week before that, when 2 weeks in a row, they played 2 championship caliber defenses. They only lost by 2 points to the Saints. So I think it's not the time to hit the panic button on Dallas just yet. But for coming off 2 hard losses, going into New York, an easy, not terrible place to play against a really bad team,
but a decent defense in the Cowboys. You need Dak to be better. Dak needs to be better for sure.
I mean, you need to push the ball down the field a little bit more. But that being said, this is a game where they're going to get back on track and kind of fix those wrongs.
Well, we also know the Cowboys can beat the bad teams. We've seen it
easy.
Now. So
they can also compete with the good teams.
Yeah, they can.
They have to win against the good teams.
Josh?
Cowboys.
Yeah, I was going to say. Next game, the Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos. Tennessee Titans officially get the title this season of the most inconsistent team in the league.
For real.
They come off a really good win against the Falcons and followed up with only putting up 7 points at home against the Buffalo. A good Bills team. Don't get me wrong, a good Bills team. But at home, you should be able to be putting up more than 7 points.
Yo, the Bills are 5-1, dude. What the fuck?
4-1. We're on week 6. They couldn't have played 6 games.
Sorry.
4-1. But your point.
Still, they're only
they've only lost 1 game to the Patriots, and they could have won
by
if
6
Josh
points.
Allen hadn't gotten hurt. But with that said, the Broncos coming off their first win, the first win for Vic Fangio's head coach. Good divisional win that was probably closer than it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
With the way Phillip Rivers played, you should have probably won by more, but they won nonetheless. I'm going to take the Broncos at home. I think their defense is kind of, even though they're not getting to the quarterback, which is so weird that Vic Fangio's defenses are. I still don't know why Von Miller's dropping back into coverage so much. It's very, very strange.
See,
he's got the least amount of pass rush attempts at this point in the season in his career.
So last week when they said Von go get the quarterback. He had the best game of
Yeah,
the
he got a
season
lot of
so
hurries.
far.
He got hurries, which should be attributed to him.
You know why? Because they wanted Bradley Chubb to be that guy.
Sure.
Because Bradley Chubb can't really go back into coverage. Now that he's gone for the season, they're like, all right, Vaughn's
Vaughn does best.
Vaughn's got to be the guy.
And you're facing a terrible Titans offensive line now. Yeah.
Now, on top of that, with the looming threat of there being a fire sale, which I believe there should be regardless win or lose, for draft picks, because you really have to tear this motherfucker down.
You need to at least get mid-tier picks for everyone.
Because it's
going to be really hard to get first-round picks for each of those guys because they're older and some of them not under contract.
Emmanuel Sanders, Chris Harris,
Yeah.
Von Miller's untouchable. But for this game, it's hard because I've been picking. I pick Denver. They stink. I pick against Denver. They look fucking great, and they feed Philip Lindsay for 30 fantasy points on my bench. Thanks, dude. And listen. This is a game they have to win. This is a game they should win, and this is a game that you have to just. I don't know why this fucking Scrangilla just doesn't understand that Philip Lindsay and Cortland Sutton are the keys to winning this game right now.
Yeah, and that's surprising considering I thought Vic Fangio would be a guy that's really trying to pound the rock and
he's not.
Ball control.
It's amazing to me.
Yeah, again, I said he's been in the NFL since 1986. There might be a reason he hasn't been a head coach yet.
Now,
it makes me a little worried.
I'm picking Denver. Let's forget the points for a second, even though I don't like the 2.5. That's a weird line to look at. The biggest thing to look at in this game, Derrick Henry against our dog shit linebackers. Dog shit. Josie Jewell
played really well this year.
Todd Davis. Fucking who?
Todd Davis doesn't even sound like a real person.
I
don't like that name.
But, he stinks.
If your name's Davis in the NFL, it has to be Vontae or Vernon.
Listen, do you really think Derrick Henry is going to get tackled by Kareem Jackson? No. So, listen, that's the part that scares me the most, but for my money, Denver should win this.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Titans. I feel like they'll bounce back.
I mean, that's kind of what their MO is, and that's what I said about them coming in.
That's why I don't like it, dude. I agree with you.
Well, yeah, because you never know, they're win-loss.
They're so inconsistent.
Yeah, which is why they're a team that needs to do what the Dolphins are doing, because this is what they've been since Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally, they every 10 years they have one really good year, and then they lose in the first round of the playoffs.
What they have, the 13-3 with Kerry Collins?
Yeah, Kerry Collins. Yep.
And fucking CJ2K.
Yep. Next game, Sunday night game, Pittsburgh Steelers on their third-string quarterback after Mason Rudolph took one of the worst hits I've ever seen in my life against the Los Angeles Chargers, who lost to the Broncos.
So before we pick, can I just say wholeheartedly to NFL and everyone who works on the sideline medical staff, the fact that you made this kid walk off, regardless of the fact that the cart wasn't working, whatever you say, the fact that you made this kid have to walk off the field.
Did you hear that the cart was working? It was operator error.
The fact that you made this kid walk off the field when you have major concussion issues,
but they said he wanted to walk off on his own.
Yeah, congratulations. Listen,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't you saw he had no idea where the fuck he was on wobbly legs.
That was as bad a hit as I've seen.
Shame on you, NFL. Shame on you, driver. Shouldn't have a fucking driver's license for not being. That kid was so hurt. It was the second.
He got knocked out, and then he hit his head like a fucking rock.
It looked like a UFC knockout with the way he slammed.
It reminded me of Rich Franklin, Nate Quarry, the way he fell. That's exactly what it reminded me of.
I hear that sound in my head after you said that.
All right, so who are you taking in Steelers-Chargers?
Steelers-Chargers?
Yeah.
Chargers.
Chargers at home. I'm taking the Chargers.
I think the Steelers just can't get over that third-string quarterback. Even though Hodges played well, man.
He did, but you know what? All I see every Steelers loss is that draft pick climbing up the board.
Right, yeah.
I'm just seeing that draft pick.
You're good, bro.
If we don't get Tua, I will take Herbert. I will take Love. I'll take Fromm. I like all the quarterbacks.
I would take Fromm. Fromm looks nice.
I like all of them, but Tua is looking so nice right now. He is looking beautiful.
He's looking so much better than Lawrence. What the fuck is happening to Lawrence this year?
Everyone said this kid was generational after seeing one game, and it's fucking. You can't do that to kids.
One game.
No one knew who he was until the national. They didn't see him until that playoff run. Is what I mean.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about Tua or Lawrence?
Lawrence, I'm talking.
Lawrence
about.
played the whole season last year.
I know, but I'm saying he didn't become the guy that said is the generational quarterback until the title game, the championship game last year.
Yeah, because he played Alabama and he was like
Tua
a senior.
didn't even play bad in that game. Hurt. He wasn't bad.
It was a great Clemson defense.
Yeah, and he was hurt.
He also came in at halftime in the last one.
Exactly.
For my money, Jalen Hurts, Heisman Trophy winner.
Okay. Monday night game, the Detroit Lions, the underrated Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers. Packers 4.5-point favorites.
Packers.
I think the Packers are going to make a statement. I think the Lions will play tough early on, but I think the Packers realizing that, they lost an NFC game a couple weeks ago to the Eagles, that this is their chance to put down a division rival that's right on their heels, a good division rival nonetheless, that's been playing well, that they can make another statement. They've already beaten the Vikings to get off a 2-0 start in the division. I'm going to take the Packers as well. And you said the Packers?
I got the Packers. I I love Kerryon Johnson.
Yeah, he's awesome, but he needs more touches too. He doesn't get enough.
No, you need more. It's just you need more all around.
Joshua?
I am going with the Packers as well.
Okay. So we're all taking the Packers. So we have a few different this week. It looks like there's only actually a bunch of we have the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm trying
8,
not to get a tattoo.
9. Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. I'm going to get a tattoo tomorrow. But like,
what are you getting?
I'm just going to get the Dayseeker logo, probably like right here.
Okay.
Just something. I just want something small.
Okay.
You want my place?
Fucking asked. No, they don't take walk-ins. Oh, okay. So some other place me and Kate are going. So.
Okay. So this was episode 72 of You Watch I Listen.
Hey.
Oh wait, you have bets that you have to
I just
hype.
have one parlay.
Sure.
But I do want to say.
By the way, the parlay he gave last week hit. So if you went on BetDSI and signed up using promo code YWIL and made your first deposit for the 100% bonus match, you would have won a lot of fucking money.
So just to go over what I said last week, because a lot of people called me fucking stupid. I said I wanted the Cardinals plus 3.5, right? That hit. I wanted the Ravens money line. Gave me a lot of agita, but it worked out. The Bills plus 3 and the Pats money line. Now, that hit, so $100 would have won you close to $1,000 on a 4-team straight-up parlay with just taking those lines. If you were feeling froggy and you ended up putting the Broncos plus 6 or the Packers plus 3, you would have walked away with a shit ton of money. Now, for this week, my parlay is pretty simple. It's a lot more sketchy, and I'll tell you why. I have the Eagles plus 2.5. I really like that line, especially against Minnesota, because they are technically the underdogs. I do like that line. I have the Ravens actually minus 11 to 11.5. That one scares me the most, but against that defense, Lamar Jackson could put up another 50 burger, to be very honest with you.
Sure.
Giants
playing the Dolphins again?
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
Could. Now for the Giants Pats, the over 42.5. Smash that fucking
and
over.
Where should they smash that over?
You should smash it over at betdsi.com. Now the last one for the finish the 4-team Seahawks 1 point underdog. They're gonna win. So your plus one doesn't mean dick, because if who's gonna stay within 1 point, right? Like they won by 1 point, but that doesn't happen all the time. But they're gonna win, so everything's fine. So,
right,
so
Josh,
that
comment?
$100 is going to win you $1,100. Do that shit.
All right. And this was episode 72. You Watch, I Listen. Thank you to our guest, Jack Posobiec of One American News Network. Go to his Indiegogo. That's Indiegogo.com/Agent Pozo. Follow him on Twitter. Thank you to BetDSI again. Promo code YWIL. YWIL BetDSI. Get your 100% bonus match when you make your first deposit. And we will see you motherfuckers next week. Peace. Later.